Hello, family. God bless you all. Hope everyone is in good health. We left off at chapter 30 in the book of Jubilees. So we will pick up at chapter 30 in the book of Jubilees. In the first year of the 6th week, he went up to Salem, to the east of Shechem, in the 4th month, and he went in peace. Shechem, the son of Hamor, the Hivite, the prince of the land, carried off Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, into the house, and he had sex with her and defiled her. She was a little girl, a child of 12 years. He begged his father and her brothers that she might be given to him as a wife. Jacob and his sons were very angry because of the men of Shechem, for they had defiled Dinah, their sister. They spoke to them while planning evil acts, and they dealt deceitfully with them and tricked them. Simon and Levi came unexpectedly to Shechem and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem and killed all the men whom they found in it. They did not leave a single one remaining in it. They killed all in hand-to-hand battle because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. Let it not again be done from now on that a daughter of Israel be defiled. Judgment is ordained in heaven against them that they should destroy all the men of the Shechemites with the sword, because they had committed shame in Israel. The Lord delivered them into the hands of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment on them, that it might not again be done in Israel that a virgin of Israel should be defiled. If there is any man in Israel who wishes to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is the offspring of the Gentiles, he shall surely die. They shall stone him, for he has committed shame in Israel. They shall burn the woman with fire, because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she shall be rooted out of Israel. Do not let an adulteress and let no uncleanness be found in Israel throughout all the days of the generations of the earth. For Israel is holy to the Lord, and every man who has defiled it shall surely die. They shall stone him. For it has been ordained and written in the heavenly tablets regarding all the offspring of Israel. He who defiles it shall surely die. He shall be killed by stoning. There is no limit of days for this law. There is no remission and no atonement. The man who has defiled his daughter shall be rooted out from every corner of all Israel, because he has given of his offspring to Moloch, and committed impurity and defiled his child. And Moloch is the Gentiles' god, the same one they call Jesus and the Baal and Buddha and all those other names. It's always the same one, the one that doesn't exist. Moses commanded the children of Israel and exhort them not to give their daughters to the Gentiles, and not to take for their sons any of the daughters of the Gentiles, for this is abominable before the Lord. It is because of this that I have written all the deeds of the Shechemites, which they committed against Dinah, and placed them in the words of the law for you. I have also written how the sons of Jacob spoke, saying, We will not give our daughters to a man who is uncircumcised, for that is a reproach to us. It is a reproach to Israel that anyone take the daughters of the Gentiles, for this is unclean and abominable to Israel. Israel will not be free from this uncleanness if it has a wife of the daughters of the Gentiles, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of any of the Gentiles. There will be plague upon plague, and curse upon curse, and every judgment and plague and curse will come if he does this thing, or if they ignore those who commit uncleanness, or defile the sanctuary of the Lord, or those who profane his holy name. If any of these happen, the whole nation together will be judged for all the uncleanness and profanation of this man. There will be no judging people by their position, and no receiving fruits, or offerings, or burnt offerings, or fat, or the fragrance of sweet odor from his hands. It will be unacceptable, and so warn every man and woman in Israel who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason I have commanded you, saying, give this testimony to Israel. See how the Shechemites and their sons fared. See how they were delivered into the hands of 2 sons of Jacob, and they killed them under torture. It was counted to them for righteousness, and it is written down for them for righteousness. The offspring of Levi were chosen for the priesthood, and to be Levites, that they might minister before the Lord as we do, continually. Levi and his sons will be blessed forever, for he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who arose against Israel. So they wrote a testimony in his favor of blessing and righteousness on the heavenly tablets in the presence of the God of all. We remember the righteousness that the man fulfilled during his life, throughout the years, until 1,000 generations they will record it. It will come to him and to his descendants after him. And he has been recorded on the heavenly tablets as a friend and a righteous man. All this account I have written for you, and have commanded you to tell the children of Israel, so that they will not commit sin, nor transgress the laws, nor break the covenant which has been ordained for them. They should fulfill it and be recorded as friends. But if they transgress and work uncleanness in any way, they will be recorded on the heavenly tablets as adversaries, and they will be blotted out of the book of life. Instead, they will be recorded in the book of those who will be destroyed, and with those who will be rooted out of the earth. On the day when the sons of Jacob killed Shechem, it was written in the record in their favor in heaven that they had executed righteousness and uprightness and vengeance on the sinners, and it was written for a blessing. They brought Dinah, their sister, out of the house of Shechem. They took everything that was in Shechem captive. They took their sheep and their oxen and their donkeys and all their wealth and all their flocks, and brought them all to Jacob, their father. He reproached them because they had put the city to the sword, for he feared those who dwelt in the land, the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, the dread of the Lord was on all the cities that were near Shechem. They did not fight or chase after the sons of Jacob, for terror had fallen on them. Chapter 31. On the new moon of the month, Jacob spoke to all the people of his house, saying, "Purify yourselves and change your clothes, and let us get up and go to Bethel, where I vowed to vow to him on the day when I fled from Esau, my brother. Let us do this because God has been with me and brought me into this land in peace. You must put away the strange gods that you raise among you." They gave up the strange gods and that which was in their ears and which was on their necks, and the idols which Rachel stole from Laban, her father, she gave wholly to Jacob. And he burnt and broke them to pieces and destroyed them and hid them under an oak, which is in the land of Shechem. He went up on the new moon of the 7th month to Bethel, and he built an altar at the place where he had slept, and he set up a pillar there, and he sent word to his father Isaac and his mother Rebekah. He asked to come to Isaac. There, Jacob wished to offer his sacrifice. Isaac said, "Let my son Jacob come, and let me see him before I die." Jacob went to his father, Isaac, and his mother, Rebekah, to the house of his father, Abraham, and he took 2 of his sons with him, Levi and Judah. Rebekah came out from the tower to the front of it to kiss Jacob and embrace him, for her spirit had revived when she heard, "Look, Jacob your son has come." And she kissed him. She saw his 2 sons, and she recognized them. She said to him, "Are these your sons, my son?" And she embraced them and kissed them and blessed them, saying, "In you shall the offspring of Abraham become illustrious, and you shall prove a blessing on the earth." Jacob went in to Isaac his father, to the room where he lay, and his 2 sons were with him. He took his father's hand, stooped down, he kissed him. Isaac held on to the neck of Jacob his son, and wept on his neck. The darkness left the eyes of Isaac, and he saw the 2 sons of Jacob, Levi and Judah. And he said, "Are these your sons, my son?" Because they look like you. He said to Isaac, they were truly my sons, and you have clearly seen that they are truly my sons." They came near to him, and he turned and kissed them and embraced them both together. Excuse me. The spirit of prophecy came down unto his mouth, and he took Levi by his right hand and Judah by his left hand. He turned to Levi first and began to bless him first, and said to him, "May the God of all, the very Lord of all the ages, bless you and your children throughout all the ages. May the Lord give to you and your offspring greatness and great glory from among all flesh. May the Lord cause you and your offspring to draw near to him, to serve in his sanctuary like the angels of the presence and as the holy ones. The offspring of your sons shall be for the glory and greatness and holiness of God. May he make them great throughout all the ages. They shall be judges and princes and chiefs of all the offspring of the sons of Jacob. They shall speak the word of the Lord in righteousness, and they shall judge all his judgments in righteousness. Excuse me. They shall declare my ways to Jacob and my paths to Israel. The blessing of the Lord shall be given in their mouths to bless all the offspring of the beloved. Your mother has called your name Levi, and rightly has she called your name. You will be joined to the Lord and be the companion of all the sons of Jacob. Let his table be your table, and let your sons eat from it. May your table be full throughout all generations, and let your food not fail in all the ages. Let all who hate you fall down before you, and let all your adversaries be rooted out and perish. Blessed be he that blesses you, and cursed be every nation that curses you. To Judah he said, may the Lord give you strength and power to put all that hate you under your feet. You and one of your sons will be a prince over the sons of Jacob. May your name and the name of your sons go out across every land and region. Then shall the Gentiles fear you, and all the nations and people shall shake. In you will be the help of Jacob, and in you will be found the salvation of Israel. When you sit on the throne, which honors of your righteousness, there shall be great peace for all the offspring of the sons of the beloved. Blessed be he that blesses you, and cursed be all that hate you, afflict you, or curse you. They shall be rooted out and destroyed from the earth. He turned, kissed him again, and embraced him, and rejoiced greatly because he had seen the sons of his son, Jacob, clearly and truly. He stepped out from between his feet and fell down. He bowed down to him and blessed him. He rested there with Isaac, his father, that night, and they ate and drank with joy. He made the two sons of Jacob sleep, the one on his right hand and the other on his left. It was counted to him for righteousness. Jacob told his father everything during the night about how the Lord had shown him great mercy, and how he had caused him to prosper in all his ways, and how he protected him from all evil. Isaac blessed the God of his father Abraham, who had not withdrawn his mercy and his righteousness from the sons of his servant Isaac. In the morning, Jacob told his father Isaac the vow, which he had vowed to the Lord. He told him of the vision which he had seen, and that he had built an altar. He told him that everything was ready for the sacrifice to be made before the Lord, as he had vowed. He had come to set him on a donkey. Isaac said to Jacob his son, I am not able to go with you, for I am old and not able to endure the way. Go in peace, my son. I am 165 years this day. I am no longer able to journey. Set your mother on a donkey and let her go with you. I know that you have come on my account, my son. May this day be blessed on which you have seen me alive. And I also have seen you, my son. May you prosper and fulfill the vows that you have vowed. Do not put off your vow, for you will be called to account for the vow. Now hurry to perform it, and may he who has made all things be pleased. It is him you have vowed the vow. He said to Rebekah, "Go with Jacob your son." And Rebekah went with Jacob her son, and Deborah with her. And they came to Bethel. Deborah. And they came to Bethel. Jacob remembered the prayer with which his father had blessed him, and his two sons, Levi and Judah. He rejoiced and blessed the God of his fathers, Abraham and Isaac. He said, "Now I know that my sons and I have an eternal hope in the God of all. Thus is it ordained concerning the two. They recorded it as an eternal testimony to them on the heavenly tablets, how Isaac blessed his sons." Chapter 32. That night he stayed at Bethel, and Levi dreamed that they had ordained and made his sons and him the priest of the Most High God forever. Then he awoke from his sleep and blessed the Lord. Jacob rose early in the morning on the 14th of this month, and he gave a tithe for all that came with him, both of men and cattle, both of gold and every vessel and garment. Yes, he gave tithes of all. In those days, Rachel became pregnant with her son Benjamin. Jacob counted his sons, starting from him and going to the oldest, and Levi fell to the portion of the Lord. His father clothed him in the garments of the priesthood and filled his hands. On the 14th of this month, he brought 14 oxen from among the cattle, and 28 rams, and 49 sheep, and 7 lambs, and 21 kids of the goats to the altar as a burnt offering on the altar of sacrifice. The offering was well-pleasing and a sweet odor before God. This was his offering, done in acknowledgement of the vow in which he had promised that he would give a tenth, with their fruit offerings and their drink offerings. When the fire had consumed it, he burnt incense over the fire. For a thankful offering, he sacrificed 2 oxen and 4 rams and 4 sheep, 4 male goats, and 2 sheep of a year old, and 2 kids of the goats. This he did daily for 7 days. 7 is important in our family's history. As you notice with the 14 oxen, 7 times 2, 28 rams, 7 times 4, 49 sheep, 7 times 7, 7 lambs, 7 times 1, or 7 times 0, pretty much. And 21 kids, 7 times 3. He, his men, and all his sons were eating this with joy during the 7 days, and blessing and thanking the Lord, who had delivered him out of all his tribulation and had given him his promise. He tied all the clean animals and made a burnt sacrifice. But he did not give the unclean animals to Levi his son. He gave him all the souls of the men. Levi acted in the priestly office at Bethel in the presence of Jacob, his father. In preference to his 10 brothers, he was a priest there. And Jacob gave his vow, and he gave a tithe to the Lord again and sacrificed it, and it became holy to him. For this reason, it is ordained on the heavenly tablets as a law, for the offering of the tithe should be eaten in the presence of the Lord every year. Excuse me. In the place where it is chosen that his name should live and reside. This law has no limit of days forever. This law is written so that it may be fulfilled every year. The second tithe should come, be eaten in the presence of the Lord, in the place where it has been chosen, and nothing shall be left over from it from this year to the following year. And they keep wanting to tell us that, things are done away with. No, it's not. In its year shall the seed be eaten until the days of the gathering of the seed of the year. The wine shall be consumed until the days of the wine, and the oil until the days of its season. All that is left of it, and all that becomes old will be regarded as spoiled. Let it be burnt with fire, for it is unclean. Let them eat together in the sanctuary, and let them not permit it to become old. All the tithes of the oxen and sheep shall be holy to the Lord, and shall belong to his priest. They will eat before him from year to year. For thus is it ordained and written on the heavenly tablets regarding the tithes. On the following night, on the 22nd day of this month, Jacob resolved to build that place and to surround the court with the wall, and to sanctify it and make it holy forever, for himself and his children after him. The Lord appeared to him by night and blessed him and said to him, Your name shall not be called Jacob, but they will call your name Israel. And he said to him again, I am the Lord who created the heaven and the earth, and I will increase you and multiply you greatly. And the king shall come forth from you, and they shall be judges everywhere the foot of the sons of men have walked. I will give to your offspring all the earth that is under heaven. They shall judge all the nations as they desire. After that, they shall possess the entire earth and inherit it forever. Our grandfathers. And he finished speaking with him, and he went up from him. Jacob watched until he had ascended into heaven. In a vision at night, he saw an angel descend from heaven with 7 tablets in his hands, and he gave them to Jacob. And he read them and knew all that was written on it that would happen to him and his sons throughout all the ages. He showed him all that was written on the tablets and said to him, Do not build on this place, and do not make it an eternal sanctuary, and do not live here. This is not the place. Go to the house of Abraham, your father, and live with Isaac, your father, until the day he dies. For in Egypt you will die in peace, and in this land you will be buried in honor, and in the sepulchre of your fathers, with Abraham and Isaac. Do not fear. as you have seen and read it shall all be. Write down everything that you have seen and read. Jacob said, Lord, how can I remember all that I have read and seen? He said to him, I will bring all things to your remembrance. He ascended from Jacob, and Jacob awoke from his sleep. He remembered everything that he had read and seen, and he wrote down all the words. He celebrated there yet another day, and he sacrificed on that day as he had sacrificed on all the former days. He called its name Addition, because this day was added, and the former days he called the feast. It was made known and revealed to him, and it is written on the heavenly tablets that he should celebrate the day, and add it to the 7 days of the feast. Its name was called Addition, because that it was recorded among the days of the feast, according to the number of the days of the year. In the night, on the 23rd of this month, Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died, and they buried her beneath the city under the oak of the river. He called the name of this place the River of Deborah, and he called the oak of the mourning of Deborah. Rebekah departed and returned to her house, to his father Isaac. Jacob sent rams and sheep and male goats by her, so that she should prepare a meal for his father, such as he desired. And he followed his mother until he came to the land of Cabroton, and he lived there. Rachel gave birth to a son in the night, and called his name Son of My Sorrow, for she broke down while giving birth to him. But his father called his name Benjamin. This happened on the 11th day of the 8th month, in the first of the 6th week of this Jubilee. Rachel died there, and she was buried in the land of Ephrath. The same is Bethlehem. And Jacob built a pillar on the grave of Rachel, on the road above her grave. Thank you for listening, family. Hope you enjoyed it. God bless everyone.